Jenna? Victoria, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Who's your friend?
This is Rick. He's one of our adult cats for adoption, and he is very loving, as you can see.
He seems like it. How long have you been a volunteer with Friends of Strays?
On and off, about 3 years.
Yeah. And what are your duties like? What are the kind of things you do?
Well, I was coming in and cleaning cages and doing foster work, taking bottle babies and orphans and little ones that need to gain some weight before they can be spay-neutered. And I remember coming and asking Dara if there's something more I could do. Because I'm not working, I don't work, so I wanted an unpaid staff position, basically. And she said, we need a volunteer coordinator. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I had experience before at a shelter, so I took over that program. And we get the volunteers for events to help with the cats, the cleaning, the dog walking, everything. So
how long have you been the volunteer
a year.
coordinator?
A year now, yeah.
And again, you said you actually started volunteering here about 3
About
years
3
ago?
years ago, on and off.
Yeah.
And then I really came full time, basically, in June of last year.
How many volunteers are there with Friends of Strays?
My database, I have about 250. They're not all active at the moment, but they pull through for us when we need them. I'll send out a shout out, hey, we need, dog walkers, or we need help cleaning this weekend, and they show up.
Yeah.
So they're great.
We're talking to you from the St. Petersburg Adoption Center.
Mm-hmm.
We're in one of the cat rooms.
Yes.
Kitties everywhere. Tell me.
My happy place.
Tell me about at any given time, dogs and cats looking for, and puppies and kittens,
Mm-hmm.
looking for a forever home. Any estimate of on the average year-wise how many are here at one time?
Oh boy. Well, we had a goal last year of 1,000 adoptions.
Yeah.
And we thought that was a really high number. But we did 1,028.
Did you really?
We did.
Wow.
So we were just thrilled. Just thrilled. So, that's just adoptions. Intake can be anywhere from, we try to keep it manageable now, like around 80 to 100,
Yeah.
which is a lot,
Yeah.
but you want to keep them comfortable. You do not want overcrowding in a shelter. It's the worst thing.
Of course, animal overpopulation has been a problem for us as long as it can remember.
Very
I'm
much.
guessing that the animals that leave here, if they're not already spayed or neutered, they are. Is that part of it?
Everyone here, when they are on the floor, as you see, have had full medical. They've had all their shots, dewormings, flea control, spay, neuter. Nobody gets out of here ready to make more babies. No. We have to educate people about spay neuter so that we don't have so many.
What is the procedure if somebody would like to bring someone into their family? They come here, is there an application process?
Yes. They can come in, and if they're looking for dogs, they sign in for the dogs. If they're looking for cats, they sign in for the cats. We ask a couple questions, trying to get the best match for their family, what they want. But typically, the animal picks them. That's how they can come in and say, I want a Siamese mix, female, only a year old or younger, and an old black and white cat, beat up like Rick, wins their heart, and they end up going home.
And also,
So.
not to take anything away from puppies or kittens, because they're delightful.
Oh yeah.
But adult dogs and adult cats, they make wonderful pets.
Absolutely.
And
Seniors.
It's almost like they know that.
They do. They're very smart, and they know. And sometimes they can put on their best behavior when the adopters are here. Sometimes they'll hide because, they just aren't sure what's going on yet.
How do you keep from having 100 in your home?
Uh,
Or do you?
It's a good question. I have 6.
Yeah.
And my last one that I adopted was actually from here. He was a 5-year resident. 5 years, can you imagine? In a shelter.
Wow.
So he had some bitey issues, like he was real nippy. And I said, well, let me take him home and foster him and see if I can break his habit. And we fell in love. And he got along great with all my cats. So I could not bring him back.
That's something that you're more of an expert. if in my experience, if you have a dog and you want to bring another dog into the home, it's no big deal. You do it, they
Yeah.
sniff each other, and everything is fine and
Right,
dandy.
best friends.
Cats can be a little bit. Are there any
They're much more
tricks?
discerning.
Victoria, do you have any tricks to
Oh, sure.
introducing a cat? What's the best way
Well,
to
it
do
depends on what you have at home
Yeah,
and what you're taking home.
yeah.
So say you have an adult cat and you adopt another adult cat. Your adult cat at home, that's his domain. So what you want to do is start off with the new cat in a small, like a powder room. Let him or her get used to the sounds, the smells of the new place. They can sniff each other under the door. You can even put food bowls side by side with a door in between so they get to know each other. And then once you've gotten past the hissy spitty stage, you can then swap where they are. Put your cat in the powder room, put the new cat in another room so that they can sense
Yeah.
who's been there, what that cat smells like, and that's how they get more used to each other. It's definitely a week to 10 days process if you want to do it correctly.
And they can make some interesting sounds.
Yes, they can.
But it's so worth
But they're always telling you something.
Now, you said you have 5 or 6 of them?
Six.
6. All cats now? Are we
All
talking
cats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's Rick down
Yes.
below.
Hi, Rick.
How old do we think Rick is?
Rick is, he was born in November of 2012.
Okay.
So
And how's Rick been with you guys?
he's been here maybe, what, 3-4 months?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's awful sweet, isn't he?
Yeah, cats like Rick will get overlooked because, you know, he definitely looks like a street cat.
Yeah.
But you can see he's very loving and he gets along with everybody.
Yeah.
So giving him a chance to have a home is just amazing. He would turn out to be so special at home. Yeah, you would.
I know, Victoria, the name of the series is Everyday Heroes. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I've come up with my own personal definition,
Yeah.
not sanctioned by anyone, of an everyday hero, and that's a person who makes the world a little bit better place in which to live. And of course, the three of us are animal lovers, so
Yeah.
obviously you already have made great strides. But I would dare say that if we talk to any of these kids who live here, and if they had a chance to understand and know what you're doing, they would say of you, "Oh, she's a hero." How do you respond to being called a hero?
I don't know about being a hero. I just know it's a passion. Saving lives, these guys, these lives, that's, I feel like what I was born to do. I've been doing it, I have not been catless since I was 3 years old. And I have always been in rescue and saving everything, one furry butt at a time. I mean, I used to bring home, you name it, I brought it home. And much to my mother's dismay sometimes. And, but we always were an animal family, and it's just never stopped for me. I just love helping them. I hate seeing a cat that's fearful, unsure, not confident, scared, you know, mistreated. I hate that. So our work here is to make every one of them feel like a cat again,
Yeah.
and to live their life here in comfort and love until they move on
Yeah.
to their new home, to their forever home. It's an overused statement, forever home, but it's true. Hopefully it will be forever, because they're not disposable.
No.
No.
Is there anything you and I haven't talked about that you were thinking or hoping we would talk on this visit? Touching on?
The Happy Cats program.
Talk a little bit about that.
Okay. That's one of the things I learned at the old shelter where I used to work. We had a Happy Cats group, and I was the cat caretaker. So I put together a list 3 times a week for them of all the cats that had behavioral issues or had trauma, anything at all that I thought they could benefit from extra attention. And Happy Cats crew would come in when the shelter was closed, so it was quiet, and work specifically with these cats. That's a program I have brought to Friends of Strays. Yeah. So out of that 1,028 that we adopted last year, 39 were from Happy Cats. So maybe that helped push us over the edge? I'd like to think so.
Yeah. So you train these volunteers, and these volunteers come in?
Yeah,
as
it's a
part-
very small group because not everybody can do it. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of understanding, a lot of cat karma, major cat skills. But we've turned around some very tough customers, and it's
Isn't it?
just so rewarding. I can't even tell you. I just
Tell me also
love it.
about you had mentioned pet food. If 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 folks are financially strapped, they can come in.
Yeah,
And get some food.
I believe there's an application, and
Okay.
Dara may even have more information on that.
Yeah.
But it can happen to anybody, and they just all of a sudden they just are strapped, and there's not enough money, and dog and cat food is expensive. So instead of them having to relinquish their animals, we provide free food for as long as they need, so that those animals can stay in those homes because they're loving homes.
Now, this organization's been around since the late 1970s, as I recall.
Yes, yes.
And for you, your future with Friends of Strays, you're not going anywhere for a while,
No
are you?
way. I love it here. This is my home away from home.
Thanks, Victoria. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. You
And
too.
thank you for what you do for these little guys.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Cool.
I wanted to
Great.
show you Tiffany. Tiffany would be a great little demo
Down here?
about Happy Cats.
Okay.
When Tiffany first came in, she was even in a worse posture than that. She was sitting back in her litter box, which is a sign a cat's afraid.
Yeah.
Okay, and her ears were airplane
Now,
ears.
let me interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
You can hold her, and now she's.
I'll show you.
What maybe you could tell me again what you were telling
Okay.
me.
Oh, she's not answering.
They're
I'm
not
only
in?
gonna wait for a couple minutes. Okay,
Wow.
I'm rolling.
Call them again, yeah. So, Gary, you ready?
I'm ready.
Thank you for helping us put this together. This is the Friends of Strays. You guys have been here since the late 1970s?
So we have been in, our organization has been together since 1978. We've been in this location since 1982.
Yeah. And last year, because I see this some of the T-shirts, you had a goal of about 1,000 animals to find homes, and you exceeded that
We
goal.
did. The year before, in 2016, we adopted out about 540 animals or so. Last year, we really wanted to set a goal of 1,000, and we beat that by 28. So, 1,028 lives were saved last year, and it makes me so happy and makes my heart so warm to know that the work that we've put into this place and the love that we put into these animals and the care for them is making a difference in not only their lives, but the people who adopt them as well. Our goal for this year is 1,200, and we're on track to hit that goal this year.
I know people watching this, if they're interested in adopting a new family member forever, but then again, they might not be. Maybe they're interested in maybe volunteering some time, or possibly helping to support financially. These are all things that you're more than happy to talk about.
Absolutely, yes. I'm always happy to talk about gifts to the organization, but we couldn't really run our organization without volunteers and without foster families. Right now is kitten season, and so we get a number of kittens every day that are dropped off at the shelter. We always need to have foster families available to take care of them. Kittens are best kept at a home for at least the first few weeks of their life. Sometimes we get a lot of bottle babies that come in, so they have to be hand-fed with bottle. Kitten milk replacement. Really need to have this socialization until they turn about 8 weeks old, and then they can come back to the shelter. They've got their immune system's a little bit better by that point. They can come in and be spayed or neutered, start getting their vaccinations, and then we can put them up for adoption after that. But those first 2 months are really critical to a kitten's behavior and health. And so it's very important to have foster families that can take care of them during that time.
I've always thought that foster families are some of the most heroic people. I would be a foster failure.
I think I would as well. Yeah, it's definitely a difficult job. It's a 24-hour-a-day job. Especially when they are that young that they have to rely on being bottle fed.
Yeah.
It really takes a special person to
Well, I also
be
think
there.
it's because they win these little animals. They win your heart.
Oh, of course
And
they
when
do.
they win your heart, you say, "Wait a minute, I'm going to bring you back." I don't think so.
And if you're spending, 6 weeks or so with a baby, with a little tiny kitten or a puppy, you're bonding with them, and it's difficult to let them go after that point. But you have to know that it's for the
sure.
better of the animal.
Anyway, we know how important volunteers are to the organization, and you were kind enough to help me put a story together. But we decided to zero in on Victoria. Why Victoria? Tell me about her.
Victoria has just made a huge difference to our organization. When I first started here, so I've been here for about a year and a half, her name came up, and people told me that she's really somebody that you need to get to know. She's a huge supporter of Friends of Strays. She volunteers. She's also a financial supporter, and so I really tried to make an effort to get to know her. One day she just came in to me and she said, I've got time. I've got time to give. I've got a lot of love to give. I know about working in a shelter. I need to do more to help you guys. And so I just sat down and talked to her about, what her background was, what kind of experience she had working in a shelter. And it just became very clear to me that she definitely needed to spend more time here, that we could really benefit from her experience. So she said, use me as a full-time employee that you don't have to pay. And so I knew immediately that she was going to be our next foster coordinator, or our next volunteer coordinator. She has great ideas for getting volunteers excited, for organizing volunteer shifts. She had this one program that I think that she pulled from her last shelter that she worked with, but was able to bring here and expand on, called the Happy Cats program. And she started this program here, and we were able to save 39 cats' lives last year because of the efforts that she put into it. So she trained all of these volunteers on the Happy Cats team to work with these animals that, cats specifically, that were behaviorally challenged, would never have gotten into a home without their intervention. They work to socialize them. They work to get them to be more used to, dealing with people and interacting with people. And every one of the cats that she's worked with has been adopted. So I'm so grateful that she came to me that day and asked what she could do for this shelter, because we're in a different place now because of her. And, we've saved so many more lives because of her help. So she was the first person that came to mind when you called. And I couldn't even begin to think of a better person to highlight than Victoria, because she's made a difference.
Thank you, Dara. Thank you for helping me
You're
with this
welcome.
story, and thank you for what you guys do. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Age.
Okay.
So I'll explain a little bit about Tiffany. So Tiffany, this was sad. She's 9 years old. She's been in a home, and her owner passed away. So I guess the family brought her here, and at first she was very shut down. She wouldn't respond to anything. She didn't want to be touched. She was hissing and really trying to get away from everyone. So I sat here with her for 3 days. Come here, Tiff. Come here, girlie. Come on, sweetie pie. You remember me. Come on. Come on. Come on, little girl. Good girl. So you see the difference. We're talking about taking a cat who was hiding in the litter box, flattened ears, very nervous, very afraid, big dark eyes. She just didn't want to engage because she was mourning her owner, wondering what happened to her life. And now, as you can see, she's ready to go with someone and start again. So now she's more, she shows better, this
Her
way.
name is Tiffany?
Her name is Tiffany,
And
just
how-
like my niece.
And how old is she?
She's 9.
She's 9.
Yeah. So still very young for a cat.
Yeah.
If an indoor cat is kept, healthy with regular vet visits and the proper diet, they can live up to 18, 20 years old these days in very good health. But I'm just very proud of her because it's not easy for her to process what's happened to her,
She sure looks happy now.
Yes, she
She's
does.
beautiful too,
Isn't she pretty? And this is a calming collar.
Oh, really?
We utilize these for a lot of the cats who are especially nervous or trying to, okay, you don't want Roxanne there, I understand.
How does that work?
It gives off a pheromone that mimics a mother cat's pheromone, so it makes them automatically feel comforted.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They work like a charm. They really do.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Hi, baby girl. So I gave her one of those just to help her. It's just one more tool
Yeah.
to help her adjust. And then typically what happens is after Happy Cats and the staff is great. The staff would do this if they had time.
Yeah.
They don't. They're busy. So I come in and do it. So when you work with them and they realize this isn't so bad. I've got several meals a day,
Yeah.
a warm, comfy bed, and love. So they start to respond. And that's what you want. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want any cat suffering,
No.
not for any reason. So if I can make her life better, I will. Right, Tiff?
So sweet.
Hey. Hi, baby. Yeah.
You get room for it to look great. I promise you.
Okay, I trust you.
I promise you. You'll be happy. Look at those kitties.
I'm rolling.
So okay. So Victoria, tell me what is this place all about?
Well, this is part of our medical area,
Yeah.
and these are cats that just came in today. As you can see, there's quite a few kittens, cats. They came from North Florida, from I'm not sure where, a shelter, or they were strays. So they're all going to be processed. First of all, they get a litter box, food and water. They were hungry,
Yeah.
so they got fed. And now our medical team is going to analyze them one by one, get their weight, give them their inoculations, anything that they need, make
Yeah.
observations, and then put them in an intake room, monitor them for a couple days. And if they're of weight and healthy, they get spay-neutered. If they're not the proper weight, which is 2 pounds, they will go to a foster to get fattened up. Then they'll come back and get spay-neutered, and then they go on the adoption floor.
So you have foster parents as well.
We do,
Yeah, 'cause
yes.
I remember that years
Yes.
ago. That they,
I am a foster parent.
Yeah.
I've Mary, who is the manager, she will call me if she has an emergency because she knows I'll do it. Get all your sources, try to get them done, but if you have no luck, I'll be the one. So yeah.
So this is the room where it all begins.
This is where it
Now,
begins.
now, is there an equivalent room for dogs or?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's just around the corner.
Around the
But
corner.
and when puppies come in, boy, do you know it.
Yeah. Oh,
One time we got 17 puppies one day, and it was so loud.
thanks.
But these guys are
Awesome.
adjusting well. It's nice and quiet, and they're fat and happy right now.
Cool.
It's hard for them to adjust, as we were talking about. You know,
Yeah.
they're uprooted from whatever they knew, and it's very hard. Cats don't like change; they like routine.
They're so sweet.
They are.
Good.
So they'll be
Alright.
up for adoption soon.
So I was thinking we can let roll, and then we'll talk to Dara, and then we should be good to go.
I
so.
need to duck under.
We'll get-
I mean, you guys can.
We'll go this way.
I'll
We got to go this way. Yeah.
I'll sneak in the main room. I'm gonna look at t-shirts.
Yes.
May I ask what size you're wearing?
This is a women's medium. We have women's. Okay. In the black.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've got black cats.
Okay.
I got a friend in Oregon who's got black cats, and it's awesome.
Black Cats rule. That's a woman's large, and then
These are $20 each, right?
yeah, men's
You guys
large.
are taking that? Just for fun, you have small, medium, and large? You don't have extra large?
Yes.
I think large.
I don't put mine in the dryer, so it stays the same size. But that's why I don't put mine in the dryer. And if you look on the back of her shirt,
Yeah. Oh, wow, how cool.
we got those right after we met and hit our goal.
Would you mind, I'm sorry, would you take out the extra large?
Sure.
for Just a second. They're pretty close, right?
Yeah, not too much difference. Let's see. I mean, if you're going to toss it in the dryer, you might as well go for
Let's
extra
do the
large.
extra large, just to
Okay.
be on the safe side.
And this is the women's. You
This
want
is
that?
the- no,
Oh, you want a
I want
women's extra large.
yes.
Oh, sorry. Bye, Lane. There we go.
Oh, you know what? It was me. Oh, was it you? Yeah, I was trying to put that on. Oh.
That is an extra large.
Yeah, we'll go with this just a
Okay.
Hey, you?
right here. What are you looking for?
I don't know.
Oh,
Just
adult, kitten, medium?
I guess just someone friendly. I don't know yet because it'll be a little while before I can
We're
go.
shooting up and you just kind
Yes,
of just
sure.
looking at.
Lucky day.
I just moved down here and I've always had dogs, so I would love a cat, but I wanted to kind of get to know some cats.
And what's your name?
My name is Zoe Count.
Zoe. Okay, I'm Victoria. I'll show you some cats.
Okay.
All right.
Sir.
Your name is Zoe?
Yes, sir.
Great name.
Thank you.
Do you know about Franny and Zoe?
Sorry?
Have you ever heard of Franny and Zoe?
I have not, no.
See, you're too young. And Zoe became like the coolest name in the world.
Really?
And there was
That's
a whole bunch of
right.
Zoes, and
Wow.
then there wasn't a lot, so obviously Zoe's
It's
are
funny
making
because
a
it's
return.
coming back in now. And my mom's really disappointed 'cause she's like, I was trying to give you a unique name.
None of them stay unique
Yeah.
for very
Are
long.
you going to show that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've had cats before, but you were younger.
I was younger.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
And we had a stray cat back at my home in Georgia who, nicest cat in the whole world. My dad's very allergic though, so he didn't like her inside, but I snuck her in. So.
okay. And you have your
Sorry,
own
Dad.
place
Sorry,
now.
Dad.
Cut. And how
so-
do you feel about declawing?
I know that it really hurts them, so
Yes.
I don't really want to do that.
It's
Yeah.
it's
I
it's
think I've heard
mangling.
They can get the little caps on their claws.
Well, good luck
Yeah.
with that. But
I know my aunt said that my cousin's cat
the
would
best
pull them
thing
right
is
off.
behavior modification training and making sure they're engaged with a scratcher, a scratching post, lots of toys, anything that's not your furniture.
Yeah.
Just like you would discipline a toddler. Same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So come on, I'll show you some cats. So we've got adult cats in here.
Aw.
uh,
Oh, look at that.
They are, yeah. Now, if you want, what you can do, I'll show you all the rooms, and then you can decide which one you want to go in.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I allowed to go in both? or-
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah. Just use the hand sanitizer. Hi, baby.
Hello.
And here's. These guys are like maybe between 3 and 5 years old.
Aw.
Okay. Callisto's very cute. There's a bunch that are cute. Oh, baby. Puppy walking.
Yep.
And then this is, and it's not very full right now because we have a full house of intake.
Hello, baby.
That's usually the reaction
I saw
you
you
get.
on the website. Hello. Oh my God. Look at their little eyes.
I know.
You're so cute. How are you?
I wanted to introduce you to Lucas. Okay.
Oh yes.
He's 3 months, and he is one of the most loving 3-month-old. Oh, we're going to open the cage. Yeah.
Come here, baby.
Come here, sweetheart.
Come here.
Come on, Lucas. Come here, baby.
Oh my God. Hello.
Come here. He is, I sat with him for about 45 minutes earlier, and he just purred and stayed on my lap. Come here, baby boy.
What a sweet friend.
Come here. You want to come out?
He's like, I was kind of napping, so.
Yes, say we had our
Oh,
lunch.
look at his little white chin.
Isn't
looks
he
like he's wearing a
cute?
tuxedo. Come here, babe. Sorry,
Well, he is what we call a tuxedo cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you want to have a seat, you can
Okay.
sit with him and get to know him.
I could hear him purring on your
I know, he's
Really?
super loving. He's super
Hey.
loving.
He says, I kind of want to explore right now.
He's not allowed on the floor.
You're not allowed on the floor. I'm sorry. You gotta.
They're so vulnerable at this age to disease, so we try to
Oh.
keep them very safe, yeah.
Yes.
But he's 3 months old, perfect age, because he's a little bit more adapted. Kittens are a lot of work.
He's purring.
I know, he's wonderful. He would make the most awesome
Mm-hmm.
addition to any family.
Yeah.
He's just got that laid back, really chill
I
personality.
do like the laid back because I'm a college student, so
Mhm.
I would be gone every
Yes.
once in a while.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was, I hope not too often, but like, I just want a cat to be like kind of cool if
Sure,
I
yeah.
didn't have to, if I not.
That's
it,
why
it
they're-
sounds like I'm saying like oh, I
No,
would be
no.
home,
As
so
long
yeah,
as they
it's not
know
what I
they're
think.
home and you're
Yeah.
coming back and everything's cool, they're perfectly content.
Yeah.
Whereas a smaller, a younger kitten would be a little bit more, bouncing off.
Yeah, because I have to get my own apartment.
Well, he probably won't be available at that time, but this just gives you an idea
Yeah.
of the kinds of cats we have.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would like somebody to cuddle with. You
Oh,
seem
he's a
like
cuddle
good
baby. He definitely is. But you can go from room to room if you want and just, get to know them,
And
I'll-
it says, I noticed on the thing, it says kittens not
to
out.
their rooms,
Okay.
and let that one out.
Okay, cool.
So I'll take Lucas. Come here,
Hi,
baby.
Lucas.
Oh, you such a good boy. Mwah. Really normal life.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
They just need medication.
No, they just
really?
need proper vet care, good home diet, if you'd like.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna keep my phone in case my mom calls. I just figured less bulky things.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. So what else are we doing?
We're gonna let Jenna just,
Oh, do her
uh,
thing.
do her-
Okay.
Do her thing. And,
Have fun.
yeah. And then,
You got it. Come on. Whoop.
They are so funny about that.
I know.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
With who, and then they can come out in a group. Some don't like other cats. So as you can see on Arizona's cage, it says single pet home. She would like to be queen of her domain. And, some cats just don't like other cats. And most do. So, yes. Yes. But none of the cats stay in their cage 24/7. They're all rotated out through the day. Which gives it a more homey environment, They got the cat trees to climb, they can climb up on the cages, they can interact with each other.
Come here. Yeah. You're okay, baby. You're okay.
Now they're fine.
Ashley's ready for her close-up. Boom. Come on.
Sniff all my stuff.
Come here, Jax. What are you doing? You silly boy. You silly. You silly.
Movie star status.
Uh-huh. What are you doing, silly? Give me that back. Give me that. Who can jump? Jump. Oh, come on, jump. Good boy. Jump.
Oh, look at here he goes. Oh, hello. Look at you. Look at you. He's a puppy. Aren't you adorable? What do you think? What do you think about that one? You gonna go up and pet him? Go ahead.
It's okay, look. Wanna give her this?
Oh, look, he's smelling me just to see if he's gonna like you. Oh, he's adorable, isn't he? Oh.
You want this?
You wanna play? You gonna play? Oh, Foxy, come here. Come here, let me have that. I'm gonna take that. You wanna get it? You gonna get it? Oh, good.
Peanut
Here,
butter.
go get it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh. What do you think, Maddie?
You wanna go first?
You gonna get this? Come here. Oh,
You're a
love
lover.
you. Yes, he is. He's a lover. She's a lover. Isn't he cute? What do you think about that one?
Isn't she pretty?
Oh, she's adorable. Come here, Foxy.
Foxy.
Come here. Come here. Oh, come here and see.
Wonder how Foxy will get along with three cats.
She might be a
was like watching a herd go through the house.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. This one afraid. Oh, come here, sweetheart. Come here. It's
So we're gonna
okay.
go nice and slow. Just let him get comfortable, okay?
Oh.
Boy.
Let him get used to you, honey. Come to you. There you go.
Somebody put it on the floor. Thank you.
Did he leave you a present? Oh, Maddie. That's all right. It'll wash. Oh, he's adorable. Come here, baby. What's his name?
This is Osiris.
Osiris. Oh, what a pretty name. Osiris. Oh, come here, baby. Come here. Oh, he likes Maddie. Put your hands down, honey. Let him smell your hands. Come on, honey.
Should we give him a treat?
Sweet love.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Hey, bud.
Aren't you
Hey,
beautiful?
buddy.
Yes, you are. Pretty little thing. Look, there's a tree.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, look. Hey, buddy.
Oh, he says, I'll take that.
Good job. Good
Hello.
boy.
He's a
Good
cute
boy.
You're
You're
the
so
boy of the
one. What a good boy. Oh. He reminds me of the lab. Funny.
Yeah, he bit me.
He didn't bite you.
Well, you just did that.
Oh, well, you put your finger where it didn't belong, that's all. Look at how loving he is. Oh, he's so precious.
He's gonna give you.
He's gonna give you kisses.
Oh.
Oh, Maddie.
I think he's a good pet.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
What do you think, Maddie?
What do you
Yes.
think about
Will you
this
be a good-
puppy? Oh, he's a.
He'll be your best friend.
Yes, he will. Like a keeper, doesn't he?
Yep. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep that one.
Oh,
Can I keep this one?
I
Yeah.
think so.
And would Osiris be going home with you or
Well-
going home with Maddie and her parents?
No, he'll be coming home with us.
Okay.
We all live together, so,
Okay, there we go.
yeah.
And it'll probably, I don't know what we can work out, but like next Wednesday.
Okay.
Could we pick him up Wednesday?
So we aren't able to offer any holds or take any deposits on adoptions. They're all done on a first come, first served benefit basis.
How much is the adoption?
His adoption fee is $200. He
200.
comes neutered, microchipped, up to date on all vaccines. Of course, you get copies of all of his medical
Yeah.
information and everything as well.
Oh, he's adorable.
I can't guarantee that we'll have him next week.
Well, maybe we can figure something out, but,
Well, we might be able to share.
yeah, we'll just tell them
Okay.
that we found a puppy and maybe they can help us out. So what we'll do, you're here till 5 today.
We're here till 7. I
Oh,
can't
7.
process adoptions past 6:30.
Okay, all right.
That's perfect. Okay.
All right, we'll just do it. We'll figure something out and be back today.
All right, sounds great.
All right. He's a beautiful puppy.
You ready, bud? You ready, my boy? Good.
Nice and sweet.
We gotta go home and have a long talk with the cats.
Yes, I know.
I know what's gonna happen. That poor dog's gonna be chased through the
Well,
house by
he's
3
qui-
cats.
yeah, he's quiet, so the cats are gonna probably pick on him. Oh, he's adorable.
Our labs used to sit there and just look at the cat. I mean,
Yep.
the cat
So much. I know. It's an interesting camera, isn't it? What is it? Oh, some puppies got some things to say. Yeah, they always do. This one's cracking me up. Hi. Was that a kitty trying to meow? Yeah, what? A little fighting meow? A little fight meow? Do you like to meow? Her name's Maddie.